Hello, everyone, and welcome to my ethics scandal presentation on GameStop stock. My name is Zach Del Curdy, and I will be speaking on GameStop's shot to the moon in the stock market, where Wall Street investors shorted GME and an online retail investment community profited, causing a short squeeze in the market and Robinhood trading app freezing their users of their services. This whirlwind of events has headlined throughout 2021, and there are current civil, state, and federal class action lawsuits for Robinhood's actions. First, though, let's dive into GameStop's company before the frenzy started. GME's holiday sales report noted decreases throughout the company due to its struggle moving product and making sales. GameStop had over 3% decrease in total sales, in part due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but mostly because the brand has aged and society has turned away from the brick-and-mortar way of operations. In September of 2020, GME stock was only $4.61 per share. GameStop CEO announced that they were implementing a de-densification strategy to try and improve overall profitability. With this plan, the company wants to transform their stores into social and cultural hubs to attract more consumers and bring their brand back to prominence in the gaming industry. Wall Street Bets is a Reddit subpage boasting almost 10 million members currently. In this retail investor community, members discuss potential trade options in the stock market. One member of WSB named Keith Gill, who is an investment analysis and YouTube content creator, posted a video analyzing GME and other stocks viewed as dying companies. In the video, Gill claimed GameStop was the most heavily shorted company with a short interest float over 100%. Their brand was right-sizing costs and operations, and they had a healthy share compared to the rest of the gaming industry. Gill was right in that the company was being shorted by Wall Street investors and hedge funds. Shorting stock means investing borrower's stock. Shorting stock means investors borrow stock, sell it off, and subsequently buy the stock back in hopes that the final price will decrease when they return it back to the lender. This can make a quick buck for investors when they make sound estimates. Members of the Wall Street Bets community started raving about the company being shorted by Wall Street investors. Many members had personal connections and nostalgic value tied to the company, giving them some motivation for buying the stock. Tim Hasso's analysis of who participated in this trading frenzy concluded that most of GME's short sellers in the Wall Street Bets community were individuals who were more likely to have a history in high-risk trading, including trading cryptocurrencies and stocks with lottery features. Overall, it was clear that GME investors were engaging in high-risk behaviors, resulting in early closing of GameStop stock. In other words, investors were gambling with stock to earn a quick buck in the volatile market. Ryan Cohen, co-founder and former CEO of Chewy Pet Retail Company, began targeting GameStop stock in December of 2020, in which he spoke very highly of the company. After purchasing 12% of GME stock for $76 million, he eventually landed himself a seat on the board of the company. He suggested following technological trends in order to save the company, with investments in e-commerce and renovations to physical stores. In January, Cohen brought on 2 additional executives to GameStop from Amazon and Chewy, which created some extra hype in the market. Cohen's successful reputation and his addition of executives brought a brief pre-market spike on January 11th. The GameStop narrative was the most talked about stock for a few days, and gained more traction by mid-January. With media coverage all over GameStop's increase in stock price, the narrative spread like wildfire. By January 27th, the stock had exploded, reaching a record high of over $328 per share. When the stock grew immensely, hedge fund managers had to make margin calls with brokerage firms. The margin calls is a result of Wall Street investors losing money on their shorting attempt. With Wall Street Bets community pouring money into the stock and investment firms making margin calls to recoup their losses, the stock soared even higher. This is what we call a short squeeze. And to give everybody a little bit of a perspective here, GameStop, and for GameStop at least, with all the trades, there were 65 million total trades in the market made between December 1st of 2020 and February 12th of 2021. 2 million of those 65 million trades were GameStop trades made by around 700,000 investors. I'm going to go even further with this. Of those 2 million trades, 96% of them, or 1.92 million of those, happened in late January and early February. And just one last stat I thought was really cool to see was that there was a 1,737% increase in GameStop stock between January 8th and January 29th. There was a steady decline through the most of February and after the scandal with Robinhood began. However, more personnel moves in late February showed more hills than valleys through all of March and April currently. After Wall Street and retail investors caused a short squeeze on January 27th with GameStop, Robinhood froze all trades with GameStop stock the next day, only allowing investors to sell the stock. The company said their actions were due to market volatility. A blog post by Robinhood said that they were required to have a certain amount of cash on hand for all of their trades going through their clearinghouses to process, and that they did not have enough sufficient funds due to the trading frenzy. Wall Street Bet members were outraged, with many believing that they were lying to the people. Although this was not the first time the company failed in leadership, such as when they were charged by the SEC for, quote, repeated misstatements that failed to disclose the firm's receipt of payments from trading firms, end quote. This was Robinhood's most exposing scandal. There have been over 90 separate lawsuits filed against Robinhood since they restricted GameStop trades to their investors. There is a class action lawsuit with several thousand signatures, state lawsuits including from New York and Texas, a lawsuit, and also a lawsuit filed by the United States federal government. Vladimir Tenev, Robinhood's CEO, gave his testimony in a hearing over Zoom with the U.S. House Committee on Financial Services. This televised event caused mixed reactions from financial experts. Tenev had a lot of scripted answers in his testimony and tended to repeat a lot of the information he had in his notes. Although experts say he prepared careful answers, the script did not work well on camera. Tenev acknowledged users suffering from Robinhood's actions and apologized to their users, advocated for reforms for quickness of trades, and fervently denied prioritizing Wall Street hedge funds over retail traders. In conclusion, GameStop has seen significant highs and lows in the past year, and when word got out that Wall Street investors were shorting GME, Wall Street Bet's online community saw this dying company as an opportunity to profit while supporting their fan-favorite brand. After a record-breaking trade month in January, Robinhood froze its services from GameStop shareholders, preventing traders from making billions of dollars. Robinhood has a history of blatant disregard for their customers, and this was their biggest scandal to date. Moving markets with the power of retail traders and small investors is so new. Wall Street did not understand and therefore could not predict this event. This was the first scandal of its kind, but it will probably not be the last. Free trading spans across all kinds of investment platforms now, meaning that Wall Street may not have as much power as they used to. It is difficult to say what changes in trading will be made because of this event, although there have been ideas thrown around about modifications with shorting stocks, as well as how trade is processed for all users, big investors and small ones. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you have a great weekend. And here are some of my sources that I used for the presentation.